Welcome.
We're rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Geekcaster. I'm Michael Seven. Michael, everything sci-fi, fantasy, cosplay, gaming. That's right, geek media and geek culture. And today we've got...
What's up, guys? This is Bevan. How you doing?
So we're going to talk about the comic book men, and don't cry. Stop it.
I'm not.
Stop it.
I'm not. I'm good. I'm a pillar of stone.
So allegedly, AMC is not renewing the show.
It's not allegedly. It's confirmed. Kevin Smith on his Facebook page.
No!
Yep.
It's happening.
It's happening. It's
You're
canceled.
saying this is happening.
Yes, this is happening. It's happened. It's done. Kevin Smith, Sunday it was announced, said after 96 episodes, the comic book men are now the canceled book men. On a new Smodcast here, Walt, Bry, Ming, Mike, and I hold a Viking funeral for our AMC show and reminisce about the happy highlights of 7 seasons. Now, what Michael just showed you is fans, and I think the team of comic book men have put together a petition for actually Kevin Smith, not for AMC, for Kevin Smith to shop the show to another network. Because as we all know, shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine can get canceled, but another network can pick it up if they see enough fan outcry. This is where nerd culture can come in handy and how popular the voice of the geek, if you will, can come together and save a show. So the comic book men are hoping for the same thing. So, Michael, if you'd be so pleased to bring that link right back up.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Here you go.
Excellent. It says, if we scroll down, after 7 years, AMC has canceled Comic Book Men, a delightful series that chronologued, chronicled the adventures of Walt, Brian, Ming, and Mike at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash comic book shop in Red Bank, New Jersey, arguably the most famous comic book shop in the world. The series was a lot of fun that showcased the witty banter between the 4 stars and the plethora of guest stars from the geek world. See that, geek? We're asking that AMC retain Comic Book Men or another network pick up the series. This time with a stronger commitment to give the series a bigger and broader audience. AMC had regulated the series to early Monday morning or Sunday night. The last few years, it had never had a chance at a great time slot. I added the great in. Please sign the petition. They're trying to get Kevin Smith about 1,000 signatures. I honestly think they should ask for more because I don't think 1,000 signatures is going to do much in the days of the internet.
Right.
So I have signed the petition. Actually, Michael and I both know some of the comic book men quite, not intently. What's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, guys, I haven't had caffeine yet. I can speak English, I promise. We know them personally.
She can speak English.
I can speak English. I speak English.
And Klingon.
And Klingon and Elvish, depending on what I've been drinking. So I actually know some of the comic book men personally. So does Michael. Michael and I both know Ming Chen, who is he calls himself the Tolkien Asian guy on the show. He's very delightful. I also know Mike Zapsik. They are 2 of the comic book men. The guys actually do work in the store themselves. A lot of people think that they are just brought in to do the show, but it's actually not true. The only people that are brought in are the stars, and Brian Johnson doesn't work there. Actually, he doesn't. But Walt Flanagan, Mike Zapsik, and Ming Chen do work at the comic book shop. And they are legit, honest nerds. They love what they're doing. Right. They're huge geeks. I did a lovely video with them, and I am wearing... Mike and Ming had opened a new podcast studio in Eaton, New Jersey, called a Shared Universe Podcast Studio. And that's where my Adultish podcast records. And so they are doing well for themselves without the show, but of course the show has given them the opportunity to start their own business, and of course it keeps the economy in Red Bank just booming. Not that I hear that Red Bank actually doesn't need a lot of help, but for sure Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash is a landmark for that town. You know, it's Kevin Smith's hometown, and that comic book shop is a tourist attraction that people, when you go into Red Bank, they say, "Hey, go see Jay and Silent Bob's comic book store," and it's like a museum in there. It's quite beautiful. Have you been in there, Michael?
No, I haven't. But I would like to piggyback what you're saying also to the fans out there is that this rise in geek culture being a part of pop culture, the Comic Book Man has been a very important part of that process. Going to all the cons, promoting all the shows, getting everyone hyped because the success of The Walking Dead definitely opened up doors, and the Comic Book Man definitely kicked some doors down. So it would be horrible if that show is not renewed.
And also, too, the Comic Book Men, they've told me a lot of stories about like kids that go and see the movies, find out about this comic book shop, and they want to go to this shop and they want to be educated more on their superheroes like Iron Man, Batman, Superman, Captain America, Black Panther.
Right.
And, these guys are, like I said, legit nerds, comic book nerds, for instance, mostly, I would say. And they have a plethora of knowledge. And when you watch the show, you actually got a sense of just how long this geek culture has been around. Our generation kind of thinks, oh, no, we kind of were the ones that flourished it and stuff. But it's been around for years.
There's been tons of cons, events, obviously comic book stores for a decade.
Yeah.
This is not new at all.
No.
It's only new to pop culture. I think as far as it being this mega pop culture thing, maybe 10 years or 8 years, not even.
No, I think it's no. I mean, Marvel's been around for 10 years. So in terms of the
Marvel
cinematic universe, yeah.
Right.
But Warner Brothers has been doing DC animated cartoons since the 90s or 80s, if you will. And Batman's been around for a while. So as Batman, I would say more than Superman, has been revived and been constantly in pop culture.
I'm glad you mentioned. Have you seen some of the cartoons that were done like in the 60s or 50s that just didn't hit?
Like Super Friends?
Well, before that, I mean, they were actually, there was awkward. They actually experimented with a lot of these characters, and it didn't really work until the late 70s, early 80s cartoons.
Well, I think the Adam West Batman series kind of helped that because it went mainstream. Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
Which is why he's so iconic as well. So going back to these guys just real quick, because I can go to Adam West in a second. I really feel that it's very important that we keep a show like this live. And for those that didn't really know what Comic Book Man was about, it was more of a reality it was a reality TV show / podcasting show where, what's it called? Where people would come in with their priceless relics and try and sell them at the comic book shop. Like if they have a very vintage comic book. Like
it was almost like a pawn shop kind of.
Yeah, it was almost like a pawn. Yeah, it was like a pawn show. Like they also come in with like old fashioned toys, figures, whatever, and people would try and sell it to these guys who were collecting all of these really nice collectibles, and then they would also get movie stars and TV stars of geek pop culture shows to come in, like Luke Cage. He came in. Cast of Arrow has come in. There's been some Guardians Rosario Dawson came in. But Rosario Dawson was also in Kevin Smith's film, so...
Yeah.
So they did get a lot of geek pop culture stars to come to the shop to buy comics and stuff like that. And I think it's important. And these guys are just so lovely. Whenever you go to a con, and Michael can attest this too, they're always so willing to talk to anybody that is a fan. Anybody.
And take pictures.
And
they're not like, oh, give me $1,000 to take a picture with you and all that other good stuff. Kevin last year waited hours after, even went to the side when another panel was going on just to take a picture with everyone that wanted to take a picture with him. So I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, and the boys too. For instance, loved the show, and people were wanting to get autographs, and he would just stop and he would sign and high five, and he was just so appreciative of what Comic Book Man has done for the geek pop culture world and for comic books. And Mike Zapcic is also a very lovely human being as well. He definitely will love to nerd out with you on anything that he is a huge fan of, like Mystery Science Theater. He's a huge fan of that, but he also just loves talking about the history of comics, and he's an encyclopedia of comic book history knowledge. So I would love to have them continue. If they don't continue on with this show, they continue on with another show to where their talents and their passion can be televised. Because I think I think people need these types of shows.
I think it's going to happen. I don't see another network not picking them up.
Yeah, I think honestly, in a sense, what they were saying that was kind of the downfall of it is that it would premiere on midnight on a Sunday after Walking Dead. Like, I feel like you're not giving them much of a chance to get the ratings that you need if your slot time on AMC is midnight on a Sunday.
Right.
Technically,
if you really want the show to be successful, you're not really giving it a chance to do that.
Yeah, most people are in bed on a Sunday night at midnight.
Right.
To be honest. I mean, and that's not fair to the comic book men. And I would say before you scrap it, give it a better slot time and give it the opportunity to get views on it, because I do think that there is an audience for them. Absolutely.
Actually, no, even if it was a money thing, a simple solution, let's say, usually a season is like 13 episodes. Mm-hmm. Just do 6.
Yeah.
And with a better time slot and go from there.
Yeah, and see how it works. I mean, I think also in a sense, since everything is becoming more digital anyways, maybe put it on something like a Netflix or an Amazon or a Crackle. Mm-hmm. And see how it does when you can just binge watch the entire season and not have to have a slotted time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put it on an app, a streaming service app, and see how many people click on it. That would be my...
Yeah, there's so many solutions.
There's a lot of solutions.
It just says that, to me, what I'm getting, even just hearing you say that, if we could just sit here and have a show and talk about it and just spit out all these ideas... It really makes you wonder, do they really care?
Well, here's what I think.
Okay. Talk to me.
I think the comic book men want this to continue. When I mean comic book men, I mean Walt Flanagan, Brian Johnson, Ming Chen, and Michael Zapcic. Okay. I think Kevin is maybe on the fence about it a little bit, because Kevin has so many new opportunities coming at him left and right. He's a popular guy. He gets asked to direct Flash episodes, Supergirl episodes, all that stuff. And even there's a rumor that he might get a Star Wars spinoff or something like that to direct. And if that's the case, then Kevin himself is going to be very busy. And he also is busy traveling a lot too. So I think doing comic book men to him, he's on question of whether or not he should. Right. Or if he could just maybe put that to rest and maybe do something else with the guys that wouldn't be as time constricting for him, because I think he has to dedicate 2 months out of the year to be in Red Bank to film. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but I do know that it does require him to come into Red Bank and fill his portions of the show. He's not there doing the pawn shop thing or talking to the celebrities and stuff like that. He's just in the podcasting element of the show, where
and he is working on his own project. I think filming right now. Actually.
Yeah, he's doing a project down in Florida right now, and then he's also going to do Jane Silent Bob Strikes Back or the sequel or something like that.
Oh wow!
So he is going to be very busy. So I think the whole point of the petition is to tell Kevin Smith that people care enough about his comic book buddies, which is his childhood friends for the most part, that, hey, we still want to see these guys. Can you shop the show to these networks and get this show to stay alive? I think that's what the petition is. I think that's what the petition even says, or something like that.
So I'm going to put this up one more time for the folks. So you could, actually, if you just put Save Comic Book Men, you'll be able to find it. Mm-hmm. But specifically, this is change.org/P/AMC-entertainment-save-comic-book-men. But if you put Save Comic Book Men, you'll find it. And you could also, if you go to Geekcaster1, or you could just put Geekcaster in Facebook, I'll put the link there to make it easier for everybody.
Yeah, please, guys, if you care about comics and these lovely men that I think deserve another season, or just, not even another season, just a better network with a better time slot. It takes 2 seconds to just sign your name, because that's all they need. They need to show numbers of people that care enough about these people to bring it back. I do. I signed. So there's that. I did a fun thing this week, which is why I wasn't available on Monday. Speaking of comic book men, actually...
Am I going to be upset? This is going to be a fun thing that I wish I was doing?
Yep, exactly. So there's a gentleman who was an aviator called Eugene Knock.
Okay.
And he also is good friends with Ming Chen and Mike Zapcic. He also was on an episode of Comic Book Men. He is the owner of the original Batcopter from the 1960s Batman.
Oh, wow.
And he takes his Batcopter to... he owns it. He flies it. It's the original. There's not multiple copies of this. There's one and only, and he has it. And he flies this copter to different cons, to different fairs, to different events. And right now, the Batcopter, until July 8th, I believe, is at State Fair Meadowlands in New Jersey.
Wait, I see where you're going with this. Don't tell me you was in that helicopter. Stop it.
Yep, I was.
Stop it.
Go to my page and you can see it. I flew it.
Oh, man.
I know. It was, I got to tell you though, guys, if you are afraid of heights at all, you will not be able to fly in this Batcopter. Why? Because I don't know if you can pull up a picture of what the Batcopter looks like. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's completely encased in glass. It's not glass. I don't know what the texture is, the material that's see-through, but it, like, when you're inside, it looks like you're floating because there is no sense.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. It is.
All right, guys, hold on a second. Hold on. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bubble.
It is a bubble.
Wow.
It is an absolute bubble. Yep, wow. There it is. I was in that on Monday.
That's crazy.
Yep, I was flying in that Batcopter, and that's probably Eugene flying it right now. He's owned the Batcopter since 1996, and it's at State Fair Meadowlands right now. You can, for sure, if you buy a ticket to State Fair Meadowlands, you can have the opportunity to take a picture with it, sit in it. If you want to fly in it, it is a separate fee. He would not tell me the fee, but it is definitely one of those things where it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is...
Wow.
Oh, yeah. See, so this is a really great picture right here because, as you can tell, it looks like a bubble. It looks like there is nothing supporting you from the ground.
Oh, my goodness.
If you go to actually my Bevan page on Facebook, there is a video that I took on my iPhone of us taking off and flying through the Met Stadium, and it looks like you're floating, and if you are terrified of heights... You are going to be terrified. If you're not, it looks like you're on Aladdin's magic carpet ride, and it's a whole new world. Okay. A whole new world.
That's interesting. The I'm looking for it as we speak, but the
on the Bevan page.
What's it called? What was it? Eternal Con. Eternal Con had.
Oh no, not the other one. Actually, go to my Facebook page, my original page.
They had the Batmobile and the not this one.
No, go to my incognito name. Go to
that we will not mention.
The name that shall not be mentioned. That is my secret identity. But there is one video that you can pull up that shows us taking off. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Okay, you're funny. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. It's under... Is it on your main page?
Yeah, my main page.
But yeah, while I'm looking for that, yeah, so it was interesting because the...
It's like the middle section. It's like, it looks like you're... Yep, and I'm taking off, and it's... Guys, it's scary. It's scary if you're afraid of heights. It's not scary. That's it. There it goes.
Let's see.
And there we go. It's a liftoff. There's a MetLife. There is Eugene.
Got it. while that's working.
Technical difficulties here at Geekcasters.
It's live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is live.
This is live, and he has technical difficulties. Sorry, we're going to need
I was trying to cover up your name.
Oh, see, look at that.
Your secret identity.
It's my secret identity.
But that's, wow.
Okay, so this is where it gets really good.
So you don't really you get an awesome view. This is like the best view from a
Wait, hold on. Ever. Wait, there's the Batcopter to prove that I'm in there. And then we're going to pan around, and you're going to see Manhattan in a second. There's Eugene Knock, such a sweet guy. There we go. Wait, we're going to turn.
How safe is this?
It's pretty safe. In terms of, you missed the point. There we go. Wait. Look, and it's going to keep going. Look at that.
What?
I know, right? It is a fantastic point of view. I'm going to drop that Aladdin reference one more time. So yeah, so I did that on Monday. And
that's just crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So like I said, if you are afraid of heights,
don't do that.
Don't do it. If you're not, it's a good time. It's a very good time. I will admit, because I was filming, I think that took away from the fact of, like, a bubble goes all the way down to your feet. So it literally looks like you could fall, like, if you don't have your seatbelt on, you could fall out.
Wow.
It's just, it's so crazy. It's so unique. It's like, it's listed as the top 10 aviation vehicles in the world because there's only one. And if you go inside...
Oh, Burt Ward signed it.
Well, there's actually a lot more signatures in there. If you go back to the page that shall not be named, there's another video that shows the inside of all the signatures of Batman. Of all the Batmans, and like there's comic book writers that have drawn their version of Batman inside the copter. It's so awesome. So again, if you live in New Jersey or you're able to go out to State Fair Meadowlands, it's about Life Stadium. It's there till July 8th, I believe. They're going to kill me if I say that wrong. Let me look at that real quick. State Fair Meadowlands, yeah. July. Oh no, I got it right. 8th. It's from June 21st to July 8th, and it will be there. The original Batcopter. Do it if you're not afraid of heights and you want to pay the money for it. So that's my big news.
Actually, hold on a second. If I could pause this right here, if you could look, I see on the side.
Oh yeah.
Every part of it that people have signed.
Yeah, well, there's another video that shows the entire side of it. You can, again, on a page that shall not be named. I'm a huge Batman geek. I have always related to Batman more than any other superhero, male or female.
Mm-hmm.
He holds a special place in my heart and a special crush.
Aww.
I know.
Who's your favorite Batman?
Oh, that's no contest. That's
easy.
Oh, that's so easy. And I've met him 3 times, and he probably thinks I stalk him. And I don't, Kevin Conroy. I don't stalk you. I just think your voice is the best.
Interesting.
It causes all kinds of feelings. When I met him, I actually met him in New York Comic Con. And it was for the 25th anniversary of Batman the Animated Series, because that was my generation's Batman, not Adam West. It was. I saw the animated series before I saw the Adam West series.
Gotcha. I was about to say, how did that happen?
Yep.
I thought you were going to say Adam West, actually.
No. Kevin Conroy. And I said, so when I was interviewing him, the first thing I said was like, Kevin Conroy, can you just say that you're my Batman?
Oh, man.
And can I tell you, he went so deep and low and caramely silk. And he went, I'm your Batman. I can't even do it. But, like, it just made me go, interview over, we're good, we're done.
And in case for you guys that don't know.
Oh, yes. So, sorry. Kevin Conroy is the voice. He's been voicing Batman longer than most actors have played Batman. He has been the voice in the animated series Batman, the Justice League animated series Batman, the new Justice League action Batman. He also has been the voice of Batman in the Arkham Asylum games, except for Batman Arkham Origins. He did not do that one. And he's done a couple of DC animated films as Batman as well. He also did I believe he did a commentary of the 1989 Batman, where he voiced something there too. And then for Batman, what was it called? Batman. Now I'm being a bad Batgirl.
No worries. At Comic-Con, one of the Comic-Cons he was talking, and I think there was 1 or 2 years he didn't do it. They had someone else do the voice, and when he came back, fans went nuts. They were like, you need not to go ever again.
Yeah, I mean,
that was huge.
He's got a diehard following himself. I mean, he's a lot of the adults that once kids, Batman. And so he is dear to my heart in terms of, I know he's just a voiceover actor, but he kind of started signifying the whole change in voice for Batman. He actually, I think, started that.
He's also like the standard now. Like,
he is the standard.
Anyone is hired to do anything
voice-wise,
yeah, he's got he was on Dynasty.
Yeah. He's a sweet man. He lives here in New York. He's actually, when you talk to him in person, he's very soft-spoken, and I think a lot of voiceover actors have to be that way. They have to not put so much pressure on their vocal cords, and they get so used to kind of talking like this to save up for when they do the voice, and they can go richer and deeper.
You know why I sound the way I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm so mad you laughed. You know what? At that point, what is your social media? Get out of here.
Okay, right. It's a Bevin Why Not Now, BEVIN, the letter Y, not now.
Awesome. And I'm Michael7 Michael on IG. Hit me up. But you're watching Geekcaster. Go definitely, add yourself to the Geekcaster Facebook, the Geekcaster Instagram,
and sign the petition.
And we do have this. We do have it on our Facebook page, the petition.
Yes, do it. Save the comic book men. Hashtag save comic book men.
So it's really simple. So it's there just in case you can't find it. And thank you for joining us. You're watching Geekcast.